Hi everyone, I trust you well. I have the euro pound on monthly since 1980. I'm gonna do the euro pound and then I'm gonna do the pound dollar. So since here there is momentum, it seems here there is also momentum. Momentum. So if anything, it would seem to suggest with what we have here, we could be WXYXZ. That's the first thing that I'm picking up here because we're having momentum. So I will just WXYXZ here. So and if you look here, we kind of like broke. This was a running flat correction. Yellow. Okay, so this was a correction. This was a correction on its own. So if we go and we break that correction, if we go break that correction, in most cases it actually suggests that this cycle is over. This current cycle is over. This particular one is over. But the question is, the question will be now, because remember, the second X can come below the first one. Hey, you must just remember that, but not to confuse you. But it's fine. We can say the X is here, and the X can also even come here. If maybe, for instance, we decide to come here before we go to Z. But ultimately, we should get to, I don't know in how many years time, 112. But yeah, the question would be, are we going there now, like now, or are we headed like for something like here, more or less, and then go, you know whether this cycle it's done or not, this one here. So but I hope you get how I'm managing to come to this view here, that with this ABC being broken, then it says that this cycle is over, and what it means is essentially we can make a way to new high. So let's see what happened with this cycle now. What is taking place? So what is taking place here, if we look under weekly, there is momentum. Okay, and yeah, this price action has been sideways for the longest time, since 2016. Until now, it's still in the same price range. Price is just in this range. So the question is it gonna go out to the downside or up to the upside? But when looking at this, like with what we have here, we have momentum here. We had momentum here, and all of this would say it's corrective. So it will be hard to tell momentum wise, but here we can see there's momentum. Okay, so that was the last point of momentum that we got. And let's see, did we ever break the low? No. So it means from where we are sitting, here. It means from where we are sitting here, this momentum that happened here could well be and that it could very well be that with this cycle, since we broke this guy here, because this was probably a correction of some sort. Okay, we broke here rather. Let's see. Yo, yeah. Yeah, no, we really broke, eh? So it all went all the way to break that structure, but I'm sure this was also sort of like a running flat, so to speak. So ABC of some sort. So we broke this one, which actually indicates that this particular cycle here, it's over. So what do we have on the left? We have a momentum here. So what could that imply? That could imply that this is a possible, as we said earlier, it could be a possible WXY. This could be the XZ. Very much possible. The only thing is this duration, the time duration here, it's quite long for me to really consider it being the second X, but I'll show you an example of the where the X went below, the second X went below the first X. So with this information and us having broken the recent correction here, it's pointing us to the upside, you know. So, but like I say, since this X took very long, maybe I would rather not label it a WXYXZ for now. But what I can say is, given what happened in this, because even here we had momentum, what I can say that happened here, I can at least safely say that price might or will actually still go to the upside. Price will go to the upside given the information that we had. We had a break of structure. We had a break of structure of this one, and so on and so on. And now we are just correcting towards the 61.8, and we could be then heading all the way. So I might not be 100% certain about the long term, but at least what we can see is even when we are on monthly and so on, there is like a sign that that's showing that the even here you see we broke, even here we broke structure of this correction. So there is potential that we could ultimately break here, but the thing is we don't know whether the cycle really wants to come here before it can go there ultimately, or what's the case. But that one, it's for long term. But for the short term, in the coming weeks that we can trade, we can look at coming more or less here to the 61.8 area. That will be my point of interest, and going up. So obviously going up, this will be your first target. I must get rid of some of these things. There's a lot of them now. There's a lot of them now. Let me pause. Okay. So what I'm seeing is certainly we can say we have a WXY, and we probably have an X here and then a Z here. Okay. So earlier I was saying the second x can go below the first x. This is a classic example, WXY, and then an x went below this one, x and then z. So this is just one example to show that it is possible to get a the second x below the first x, you know. So yeah, so this now becomes one monowave. This now becomes a monowave. Okay, so where we're sitting now is where we are sitting now is we're looking just to see at least a this is what we're looking to see. Once we see this price action, we know they are headed up to this level. Green. Then this will be the second level. Actually, this I must make it green as well. I must make this green as well because it's like a target. I must save it. Okay, so those are gonna be your targets, at least for the short to medium term. So I'm gonna make a screenshot and I'm gonna share with you guys. This is what we are looking at here. Okay, so let's watch what price does, but certainly this is what we will be looking for in this sort of time frame. Okay, so I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Momentum, break structure. Can see there's clear momentum here. We can see there's momentum here, guys. Whether even you want to look at it from here, but there is momentum all over the show. Bullish momentum. So as soon as we get a BOS here, that will confirm the end of this cycle, which will be the X. Then, guys, we will be looking to go for a Z. And then what will be the targets? Target number one will be, okay, for those who really want to be, because this is a daily chart, remember? So if you really want to keep it tight, you can take your first target by 61.8, which is here. So 85, let's see, what is it? 85, let's say 86. So let's say 86 will be your first target. Just round it off. Okay, 86 will be your first target. And then 87, like your previous high, will be 87. So this will be your targets for euro pound. I'm gonna do the pound on a separate video. I don't want to make this too long. Okay, I think I've wrapped up and hope to make money on this one.